Mom, have you ever thought about what if there's something else other than heaven after we die?
Well, there is. It's called hell.
John 3:16. For God so loved the world that He gave His one and only Son.
That semut could be your uncle from your past life.
Oh shit! Sometimes I wish I have like a magic hand and demand for the cancer to disappear.
You think heaven exists?
That's what it says in the Quran. The church always wanted to go to one.
There's a tokong there, there's a quail there. Tak nak pergi. Racist. You think she'll convert ke?
Jakim akan tangkap if they try.
Hi, my name is Norna Jiha. My trip number 2111402, and today I will talk about a synopsis of film Mentega Terbang. So, this film is about a Muslim schoolgirl who goes on a journey to discover different religions, specifically in the context of life after death. Due to her mother's medical condition, she is driven to dwell deep into understanding different cultural beliefs of the afterlife in hopes of finding a different ending for her mother. Is there life after death? If it exists, how is it? What does heaven and hell look like? Various other questions arose at that time. To answer the question, she began to travel from one religion to another, from Christianity to Judaism and then to Hinduism. From there, she met Uncle Kasim, Suresh, Auntie Esther and Milo. This film has been shown underground since 2021. This is a production of the production company Anomalous Production together with Mengheng Entertainment. Directed by Khairi Anwar with script excerpt from Khairul Anwar, Arjun Tanaraju, Vishnu Varman and Ting Teng Hui.
Through this film, many scenes and scripts become the issue of dispute and receive opposition from the audience, especially those who are Muslim. The first issue that should be taken seriously is the part where Aisha's behavior as the main character. She comfortably holds and touches the dog. This is a serious issue, especially for Muslims, as Aisha is obviously a Muslim who is forbidden to touch the dog at the first place, but she is leisurely doing it in this film. Secondly, from the film, it can be seen that Aisha ate pork without feeling guilty, and actually acknowledged the pork in it, even though she was prohibited by her Indian friend Suresh. These acts are such an insult to Muslims, as the one who did it is actually a Muslim too.
And the third issue, which is very sensitive, is Aisha's father clearly giving permission and blessing to his daughter Aisha to study and find a religion that suits her soul, and at the same time giving her the freedom to convert to any religion she wants. Based on the Islamic perspective of this film as a whole, the first one is to touch a dog without any needs is haram. According to Imam Shafi'i, every inch of a dog is considered najis muqalladah, as well as holding a dog on purpose. As Allah mentioned in Surah Baqarah verses 173, إِنَّمَا حَرَّمَ عَلَيْكُمُ الْمَيْتَةَ وَدَمَ وَلَمَ الْخِنْزِيرِ وَمَا أُهِلَّ بِهِ لِغَيْرِ اللَّهِ فَمَنِ اضْطُرَّ غَيْرَ بَاغٍ وَلَا عَادٍ فَلَا إِثْمَ عَلَيْهِ إِنَّ اللَّهَ غَفُورٌ رَحِيمٌ. Now we said that means no, there is no difference among us between the licks of dogs and others from the members of the dog. If it comes into contact with his urine, feces, blood, sweat, hair, saliva or any parts of his clean body when he is in any condition, then it is obligatory to wash it 7 times and one of them with soil. Second, Islam also said that punishment for the apostasy is necessary to protect the faith of the community and the social order of a Muslim nation. This is because the act of apostasy, if it is promoted openly, it can be a form of encouragement against expressing hatred, personal internal problem, or loss of individual faith. And as a father, he should encourage his daughter to stay firm with the religion which is Islam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala explains the matters of apostasy in Surah An-Nahl verses 106 as follows. Whoever disbelieves in denies of Allah after his belief, except one who is forced to renounce his religion while his heart is secure in faith, but those who are willingly open their heart to disbelief, upon them is wrath of Allah, and for them is a great punishment.
From non-Muslim perspective, Mentega Terbang has a very large group of questions and causes confusion, especially for issues involving the problem of religious pluralism, the concept of reincarnation, and the issues of insulting religions. There are too many elements that disparage Islam and other religions that was found in this film too. For example, the first one, no religious and sensitive Christian would bring a dog into Muslim's house like Auntie Esther did. Secondly, no devout Muslim would eat beef as Suresh did when he was invited at Aisha's house. And the third is insult and question other religions based on their belief in reincarnation. This shows no respect to other religions, as Aisha belief in one religion is true only based on the concept of reincarnation.
Bismillah, move on to the next part, which is fallacies. The first fallacy is two wrongs make a right. This fallacy can be identified when someone tries to justify the belief or act by pointing out others' belief or act that's similar with you. For example, if others are doing it, I can too. This is a common quotation of this fallacy.
How's your chicken pao?
Oh, I didn't get chicken. I got char siu.
Oh, you nak try sikit?
Char siu is babi, you know.
I know.
You can't eat babi. It's haram.
Alah, hari tu kau makan beef okay je. Tu pun haram juga kan? Why can you eat beef but I can't eat
Okay,
pork?
that's different.
And this fallacy can be seen in this movie when Aisyah justified her reason to eat pork pau, which is babi, even though it is haram in Islam, just because Suresh, who is Hindu, ate meat when he was in her house. She pointed out that the wrong deed of Suresh as a ticket for her to do so. To debunk the argument, we can say that Aisha's justification is not a good argument, because she only make the wrong deed of Suraj as her excuse to eat what has been forbidden in Islam. Meanwhile, the act of Suraj on that day is not because his religion tolerates on it, but because he, Suraj, is not a good devotee of Hindu and lack of knowledge. That is why his wrong cannot justify Aisha's argument, because two wrongs don't make a right.
Terdengar Aisyah duk sembang dengan Aunty Esther. Dia orang tu selalunya ada agenda dia orang masing-masing. Jadi kalau akidah kita ni tak kuat, jadi kita mudah terikut-ikut dengan dia orang ni. Susah kita ni.
Next, hasty generalization. This fallacy occurs when someone make a conclusion and not logically justify it by sufficient evidence. Most probably tend to bias or stereotype opinion. For example, I give you, when you see someone driving sports car, and then you might say that all sports car drivers are so aggressive because they are driving fast, right? So, but in fact, not all of them behave like that. The same goes when Uncle Kasim simply generalized that all Christian has hidden agenda under their sleeves to incite Muslim to convert to Christianity if we get too close to them and we be friends with them. He also advised Aisyah to beware of auntie's sharing, as it may contain tricky agenda to incite and brainwash her. And to debunk the argument, this argument contains an element of stereotype. In fact, the sharing by auntie is simply comes from her heart as a Christian believer. And she also said about it because Aisyah asked her about it, and not from her intention to start the conversation about Christian practice and belief. And in Islam also, we didn't prohibit Muslims to be friends with non-believers, as long as they are not extremely opposing us in any way. That's all from me. Thank you.
My name is Nur Huda, and in this part, I will continue to talk about fallacies from this movie.
Ni, nanti kalau Aunty Esther tu offer Aisyah minum air apa-apa ke, jangan minum lah.
Kenapa Uncle?
Bimbang tu holy water. Risau holy water. Orang kita kalau minum holy water tu, lidah jadi keras. Dulu nak ucap 2 kalimah syahadah pun tak boleh.
One scene in the story implies that Muslims will convert to Christianity after drinking holy water. The statement that can be implied here is holy water is water that has been prayed by Christians and is used in the Christian baptism procedure. Therefore, Muslims who drink it will lose their ability to utter shahada and will convert to Christianity. The lesson that can be detected here is appeal to unqualified authority. When the reference witness lacks credibility, the appeal to unqualified authority fallacies emerge. This statement demonstrates the witness' lack of credibility. The information has a motivation to lie or spread misinformation. This is not true, as Christians has assured it. If drinking holy water can harden the tongue and it is possible to speak shahada, how can the fact that many Christians have converted to Islam after going through the baptism procedure and drinking a lot of water be refuted? Therefore, this statement untrue, and there is no evidence that a Muslim will convert to Christianity after drinking holy water. As Muslims have water that has been recited by Quranic verse, holy water is simply a water recitation from various Bible verses. Christians believe that holy water can cleanse them of sins once they drink it or bathe in it. Furthermore, they think that holy water can cure them from any illness and evil spirits that trouble them. This sacred water has now become an actuality for Muslims. Drinking it on purpose is forbidden. According to Rasulullah SAW, whoever resembles a people religion, then he is a part of them. Shaykh Ibn Taymiyyah radhiyallahu anhu wrote in his book, I'tiqad al-Mustaqim Mukhtalifat Ashabul Jahim, imitating them in some ceremonies, celebrations, and festivals demonstrate that a person justifies the falsehoods of their practices and believes with his heart and gives them hope that they will be able to shame and mislead the weak. In a nutshell, Muslims should avoid drinking holy water not because it is believed that the tongue will become hard and incapable of pronouncing shahada until it causes apostasy, but do not drink it since it is haram and as if Muslims are imitating the actions of politics. Wallahu a'lam.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi.
The next policy will be revealed when many Muslims comment on the Aisyah family's attitude, who are Muslim households but read the Bible. The issue statement is some Muslims who have read the Bible have converted to Christianity. As a result, reading texts from other religions will drive Muslims to abandon Islam. The statement is the fallacy of accident stems that from the fact that the specific example is an exception to the rule due to the one or more essential aspects. Without a doubt, some Muslims become Christians after reading the Bible. However, according to the facts, it is not possible to say that reading the Bible will cause a Muslim to leave Islam. This is contradicted by the fact that an Islamic scholar, Dr. Zakir Naik, is an excellent preacher. He has not only read but also memorized the Bible. Not just Bible, but also the books of Buddha, the Quran, and many other religious books have been memorized and studied. He eventually became an Islamic expert who preached to non-Muslims by dismantling their arguments based on factual comparisons from their holy literature and the Quran. Based on this statement, we may infer that reading the Bible is not harmful if we wish to learn about other religions in order to support them while also seeking the truth about Islam. Based on our video, we may conclude that Muslims must protect their faith from being mistaken. If a Muslim has questions about the truth of Islam, they should learn more about it to strengthen their faith. Learning about other religions is permissible, but we must set limits in order to break down the arguments of unbelievers and uncover the reality of Islam itself. Islam teaches its followers that not everything must be considered using rational thinking, especially concerning the supernatural and life after death. Muslims are ordered to be friendly to all people. Thus, Muslims can be friends with non-Muslims as long as the non-Muslims do not revile and despise Islam. Finally, one criticism leveled at this movie is that it contains scenes that are offensive to Muslims. However, we must draw a lesson from it. Islam is facing numerous challenges and increasing number of Muslims lack Islamic understanding. Therefore, we must always seek the truth as Muslims. Finally, don't forget to protect our faith in Islam. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thanks for watching.